Than her, she's the more responsible one of the two, so we've got the right person behind the wheel. Before we get started, we do have a little hand sanitizer since we're handling food for animals. All I ask is you just get a little squirt of the hand sanitizer. You don't have to pump it hard, it comes out really fast. So just a little squirt, and then you can board the adventure truck.
違う違う。
どうぞ早くたくさんする。
hand sanitizer あるけど。
いいです。OK どうぞ。アンティガチで。Use the hand sanitizer。
次葵的には一つ乗ったら許す？
一番ここのパークで一番怖いの乗ったら許す。
ね、それは嫌だ。
じゃあ許せんか。
あ、なんで？じゃあもう俺一つも乗らない。そんなん言うな、一つも乗らない。
Come on. They might lick your cheeks, so get those cheeks done.
We'll have a little more room once we're able to close our gate here.
アルコールはアメリカ特殊な匂いする。
そう。
どうしたり？めっちゃ見てくれる。
Watch out! There we go.
撮らせ。
お母さんの写真見たことあるやろ。
あ。
こうやってこう触っとる。
Alright, so just a couple things to keep in mind.
やばい、7000枚をいつの間にか切っとる。
Make sure while the truck is moving that you hold on to some part of the truck somewhere. Yeah, you can hold on down there, you can hold the bars up here, whatever is most comfortable. And for any of our smaller guys here, you kind of get two different options. You can't get picked up.
この木いいな。
We don't want you to accidentally fall overboard.
Or do.
But you have two things. You can either stand with your feet all the way on the ground, or if you prefer, you can actually sit down like crisscross applesauce and like peek out through the bars. So.
なんかおかしくない？なんか写真撮ったらおかしかったんやけど。
Okay.
あ、しょうがなく。
帽子飛ばんよ。
So yeah, you can do whatever you prefer. So it either has to be buns on the ground or feet on the ground.
じゃあこれオール締められる。
But you guys get a choice. We kind of have to stand the whole time. It's not as fun to be an adult, right? A couple other things. If you drop anything overboard, even if it's like a little receipt, and you're like, I don't care about that. Just tell me. You're not going to get yelled at. You're not in trouble. I just have to let the keepers know because, you know, we're in their house. We're in the animals' houses. And then if somebody doesn't feel well, like maybe you're starting to get motion sickness, please tell me. Sometimes people don't want to say anything, and then they end up just passing out, falling down face first. That's no fun. We want everyone to have a good time. So if you're not feeling well, let me know ahead of time. We can hopefully head it off before you pass out. And then we just have to wait for our super secret signal. As soon as we get that, then we are going to head into the Serengeti Safari.
Okay, good.
What animal are you most excited to see?
Okay.
Is any of them? I guess technically giraffes kind of look like dinosaurs.
もし酔ったりね、具合悪
I'm
くな
gonna
ったら
count that as an answer.
まず弱いけど大丈夫。
Mina
You're excited about
食べられるって。
cheetahs. Oh, we don't
Like a
see
lion,
the
but
cheetah
who's
on
going
this
to
ride, but
Lion
we do have them at Busch
Be
Gardens,
giraffe.
so that counts.
さすがに。
Yeah, we try not to
食べられたら怖い。
have any animals that would be like dangerous to a human. The rhinos could be,
危ない動物許せない。そう全部女性
but
出
the
るお
thing
願い
about
します。
rhinos is they're not
Just say
very
much
aggressive
危ない。
animals. They just have really bad eyesight. So any animal that has a real sharp horn and really bad eyesight is just like a
俺
bad
さ、この木のとこめっちゃいいや
But
ん。
they're not
硬
really
い。
mean or territorial. We just have to worry about them accidentally. Like they will sometimes chase boulders around out there, thinking it's another rhino. That's how bad their eyesight is. So as long as they don't mistake us for another rhino, we'll be fine.
じゃあ竜はもっと。
Are you recording right now? Are you recording right now?
They let us go out first.
Yeah.
You want me to save battery and space?
I have an 189%.
Okay, memory space?
Yeah.
All
I can
that's
take
our
2 hours.
Secret signal, so hold on.
Alright, here you go.
We do reach speeds of nearly 6 miles an hour, so be prepared. All right, still holding on. We're good. And this is about as bumpy as it gets right here. So if you think you can handle this,
Oh, look at that.
already getting a pretty good look at some of our first animals. Up on the passenger side, you'll see an animal that looks a little like a deer. These are called Nyala. Now we are going to make a quick safety stop, just because you probably noticed the cheetah hunt tracks are kind of low, and they don't want anybody to drop anything on our heads. All right, I don't see them coming. Yeah, you might hear the noise. I know you got about 5-6 seconds. All right, we're good.
Aoi.
Very nice. I like that. Although I've always wanted to watch someone from our truck try to high-five someone as they zoom by.
あれ2番目に怖いところ。
And if we timed it
最
out
初のやつが
better,
一番怖かった。
we could put our
あ
hands
の
out
オチが。でこのオチが2番目に怖い。
stuff fall down. Not just cell phones and wallets. I've seen wigs, I've seen dentures, like all kinds of stuff. All right, so those Nyala, the animal we saw earlier, they are allowed to go all the way up this fence up this way.
あと意味わ
Looks
から
like
ない。
most of them are
さん下にね、カツラとか落ちてきた時あったって
all female. The males don't look anything like that. They don't look like cute little deer. In fact, if you saw a male, you'd probably think it was a different animal. The males are shaggier, much larger, they're darker, they have big horns. We used to have a male here, just so you kind of see the difference. His name was Tiberius. The only problem with Tiberius is after 6 months, every one of those females was pregnant. So we kind of had to call the zoo we got him from and say, we're filled up. He exceeded expectations. So they had to take him back. All right. Very nice. You see him? They're good, aren't they? We're good. All right, so right about now, we already had one fella see it. If you look on the hills, you'll start to see some of our giraffes.
この爪、ヘビね、面白いよ。
じゃあ乗ろうで
で、黄色と青にゼブラ。
あ、ジブラさん、ジブラさん日本で待って
You'll see something kind of odd looking, almost looks like a goat with real curly horns. These are called ADAX or addicts. Same thing.
逆光でも
ADAX. When Nev does stop like this, if anyone wants to like walk and look at the other side or get a better look at the animals or take photos, this is your time. So these ADAX, the reason I was so dead set on pointing them out to you is out of every animal on our tour today, these are actually the most endangered of all. In fact, the last time they tried to count these
めっちゃ
animals,
眠そうやん。
they couldn't even find 100 of them out in the wild. So very, very few of these.
Season Basho?
They're normally during the summertime white in color, but during wintertime they almost get a brownish color. Some people say that it makes them look like a toasted marshmallow.
数えても100匹もおらんかったらしいよ
Spotting them all. All right, we're gonna head out again, so make sure you're holding on. We're good. I think it's kind of ironic that the most endangered animal on our tour looks like a toasted marshmallow because we need some more.
you worked jungle cruise, haven't you?
All right, now don't use the toasted marshmallow joke. You were right. I hated it. She's like, that's like the worst dad joke ever. I'm a dad. I'm allowed to say those. All right, and then we see these large animals on our side over here. These are called eland. They're treated much like cattle in Africa. They'll drink their milk even. All right, everybody find a place you
わ
like.
かる。でも牛乳ね飲むらしいよ。
We're good.
でも俺かなり牛乳入ってきた。
Now we are definitely going to come back and meet the giraffe, so don't worry if that's what you're here for. We are just going to head into rhino territory.
Rhino.
Rhino.
See what we can find out there.
サイアン
We'll be on the lookout for something called a white rhino.
ホワイト
Even though they're not really white in color, they're more grayish. But that's what we'll be looking for. We are good.
匂い消す。
No, don't put some. No, we're probably not.
え、なんか道路におる。道路じゃない。何あれ？あ、スナッピングタートル。The snapping turtle.
Lookout spot. And rhino.
あ、ライノ。向こうにおる。
なんかトランスフォーマーにライ
So
ン
as
ってい
we're
うの
going
なんか名
around
前
the
ついてるなん
corner,
かやつ。
we already noticed the first thing that we're probably going to see are some zebras.
Oh, look at those zebras.
We have what's called a common zebra. Common zebras have the stripes around their whole body. You may have noticed there was a few zebras over with the giraffes. They actually have white bellies. They're called grevy zebras, but these are called common. And the common zebras have stripes all the way around their body.
まあね、それ
And because we're getting such a close
馬
look at
で
it,
し、なんか、
if you look at the end of
す
their
ごい。
teeth,
これ毛生
and
え
if
と
you
る
look at the end of their tail, you'll actually see that zebras are more of a brown and white in color. They're not really black and white. I've been told my whole life. So if you're one of those people that like to, you know, tell people, well, actually, now you can tell all your friends, actually, zebras are brown and white, not black and white. And once again, whenever Nev stops like this, she's purposely stopping so that way, if anyone on the other side wants to see, you can kind of sneak over. Maybe even get pictures. We're stopped right in front of some zebras there. Let's get Howie. Mommy, 3, 2. All right, now yeah, there is.
13分経って。
Hey, you.
You're supposed to have those corners. You're not supposed to notice it. Zebras are pretty neat. I even wrote down a couple neat things about them so I wouldn't forget things they like. Things that zebras like
こんな近くで見たことないね。
ice cream,
アイスクリーム
movies,
ムービース
cry yourself to sleep. This is the wrong note. Sorry, this is my list of what I do after. All right, so hold on. We're getting ready to head out again. I think we're gonna get a pretty good look at some of the rhinos.
まつげ長っ
We are good.
Rhinos are next.
See one of the rhinos? Yeah, as we're going around the corner, I'm pretty sure on our driver's side, you're going to get a pretty close-up look at some of our rhinos. If you look on the hill,
葵も
you'll be able
リアルではめっちゃでかく見
Way
え
in
る
the back, Howie.
That's cool. There's a few more in the back as well, but there's some right in front of us.
カメラではめっちゃ遠く見える
Closely at all the
カメラでは
rhinos,
遠く見えますがめちゃくちゃ
you'll
近くて
notice
で
they
かい
all
サメ
have a
サメ
different
サメ
サイヤ
horn.
めっちゃで
Like
かい
none of their horns are the same. And you may wonder, how does that happen? The rhino horns, even though they're hunted for these horns, there's nothing magical or medicinal about the horns. They're actually made out of the same stuff our fingernails and hair are made
めっちゃ乗っ
from.
てみたい
And just like we like to do our hair differently or our fingernails differently, kind of shows our individuality. if you look at some of the trees around here, they almost look like they've been whittled down a little. After a good rain, the rhinos will rub their horns against the tree, basically shaving their horn to kind of shape it where it shows their individuality or their personality. And I was talking to one of the keepers about it, and they said they noticed that usually a rhino will shape their horn similar to how their mom had it. So it's almost like a tribute to mom. All right, everyone hold on. Getting ready to go. We are good.
How much do they weigh?
How much do they weigh? Between like 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. We actually have a baby quote here, but the baby is like 1,000 pounds. So I'm like, you know, it's young, but I don't know if baby is the right word. Yeah, the little one's like kind of way around that corner. Good eyes. You got a good spot. All right, so these animals that are sitting down on the passenger side kind of look like cows. These are called wildebeest. Some people are familiar or recognize wildebeest from the movie The Lion King. It's probably the first thing I hear. They must have done a great job of animating, because when people see them, they're like, they recognize those animals. They do more though than star in cartoons. They do something called the Great Migration. If you've ever seen those shows where like the animals are jumping over the water and a big crocodile comes out of nowhere, that's usually going to be your wildebeest on that Great Migration. Good family. Oh, and then yeah, we're coming up on another rhino up this way behind us. And then you can see that ostrich. We have an ostrich on the driver's side. Remember that we're passing an ostrich because there's more to that story later. And then the animals behind the ostrich, they almost look like horses, I guess, with real long horns. Those are called sable antelope. Once again, those are all females. If you think those horns are huge, the males have 6-foot long horns. So that's quite protection for them. And if they have a weaker member of the group, like an elderly member or maybe a little kid, they will put them in the center of the pile, and then while they want to sit down and relax, like what they're doing, they'll make a circle around them. So basically, if a lion or a predator wants to try to get to the elderly member, they have to go through a full circle of protection. Plus, they can also see in every direction if they're sitting in a circle. So, pretty smart. All right, everyone, hold on. We're good. So, like I said, that's our male rhino over there by himself, Tampa. I always think it's kind of funny when he's so far away from the other females. I'm like, what did he do wrong? Because that's got to be like the equivalent of being sent to the rhino couch, because everyone else is way on the other side. But that is pretty interesting. We were talking about their horns. What rhinos do use their horns for is something called sparring. It's where two rhinos will put their heads down, kind of run at each other as fast as they can, and they try to push each other, see who the strongest one is. If a male rhino wants a date with the female, she will make him spar with her because she wants to test his strength. How strong are you? And if she can win, like if she's stronger than him and can push him backwards, her opinion is, you're too weak for me, I don't want you anymore. So it would be like if I asked like a lady to the movies and she's like, you gotta arm wrestle me first. And if you don't win, we're not going. Might explain why I haven't seen too many movies lately. But it's kind of funny because Tombo, I don't know if you can tell or not, he's actually our smallest adult. So the ladies are all stronger than him, but pretty quickly they realize, uh-oh, he's our only choice. So now somehow magically he wins every sparring match. But you can even see the ladies like, oh no, you're so strong, I can't push you back. So he thinks he's like the man, but the ladies know better. So that's a little about the rhinos. But now we're gonna head to probably what you guys are most excited to see. We're gonna go try to feed some of our awesome, amazing giraffes. It'll be. What we're gonna do? Hold on, still. You see over there? All right, hold on. Good. So when we meet our giraffes, we're definitely going to try to feed them, but we're not going to try to pet them. And I know it's going to be tempting because they don't even let me do it, so I know how tempting it is. But there are certain ways you can kind of hold the lettuce where if they touch us, kind of like skirt around the rules. So I figured out some ways where they might be able to touch us, but we're just not going to start petting them. Kind of freaks the giraffes out. They just don't know what we're doing.
お母さん分かった？
Like everybody likes.
じゃあキリン触ったらダメって。でもキリンが自分から触りに来たらいいと思う。
Everybody's head, you'd probably say.
出したらダメやけん。
触ったらダメ。何しとうかが分からんけん。
We are good.
何しとうかが分からんけん。
こうやったらしてるけど来たらこうしていく。
来て自分から触ろうとしてきて自分こうやってして自分に触ったら触っていいと思う。 でも勝手に触ったらダメって。
Which is neat and awesome if we see it. If the baby shows up to the truck though, I'll give us a little warning. I'll point it out, I'll say this is the baby, because I don't want anyone to turn their back on the baby. You know how a lot of people like to do selfies? The big giraffes, you can do selfies all day. The baby, when you turn your back to her, she thinks you're denying her food. So she kind of gets upset. She's been known to pull people's hair because she's like, why are you taking my food away? She pulled some poor lady's wig all the way off. She ran around with it in her mouth like it was her trophy. Everyone else on the truck thought it was hilarious. She did not think it was so funny. The baby's also like pulled someone's earring out, so she's like kind of a menace if you turn your back. If she shows up, we'll just make sure to keep her back.
トマのこと見る。
ダチョウがおる。すごい近い。ベロな。近っ。
See the baby is that small one that we're going right across right. And she might show up. It's you know not the end of the world. It's kind of fun to feed her. Just like I said, just bend your back. And then this other one that's walking towards us with a purpose, that's a Patty.
Patty って名前。Patty。
来た来た来た来た。来よるよ。来よる来よると思う。あ、来た来た来た。
Patty doesn't wow. We have something really special. Okay, now remember I said we can't touch them. If you hold this against your shoulders, see how she's leaning on my shoulder? If she touches you, nothing wrong against that. This giraffe right here is actually, it's her birthday today. That's Angel. That's Angel. She got the name Angel. She was born the day after Christmas. So we're gonna try. See how Patty doesn't understand personal space? She's like right here. Try to hold the lettuce up. That way we're kind of retraining her to keep her head up. Your turn.
There you go.
There's nothing to be afraid of. They don't even have front teeth. I cannot. This is actually, I think this is the first time Angel's shown up on a truck all day. Because all day long people have been asking, is the birthday girl showing up at the truck? And we're like, not yet, not yet. So I am definitely going to go brag about this truck there. I'm going to say Angel showed up for our truck. So we have Patty. Like I said, Patty doesn't really understand the personal space. But then we also have Angel. It's her birthday today. Yeah, Patty will come right up and breathe in your ear. And here's the crunchies. They love the crunchies.
かわいい。もっと近く。ね、触りたいけどね。
中国でも触ってよかったよ。
Toma. Everyone, could do that too.
Yeah, Patty just doesn't get the personal space. And sometimes, yeah, she has you like trapped and cornered. Like if I have him cornered, he has to feed me. Here you go. And yeah, and you will get a little slobber on you. If you're looking for a way to get extra slobber, if you take your lettuce piece, kind of fold it up almost like a salad bowl, and hold it out like this, like you'll feel their whiskers that way. No, that's all. They're gonna feed you. So you kind of feel their whiskers that way.
感触を味わいたいんだったらね。
But you'll also get a little slobber on you too. So